All right, everyone. The other day there was a 4-4 decision in SCOTUS that blocked the creation of a Catholic charter school in Oklahoma, actually. Now, some of you are religious. Hear me out before you decide to downvote the video. I know sometimes I can bite off more than I can chew with some of the more religious subscribers. Link in the description, by the way, archived, of course. I agree with the decision, and here's the reason why. If SCOTUS had, and Amy Coney Barrett, she decided to recuse herself. I think she had entanglements with some of the defense in the case. Here's the thing. Let's say that you allow a Catholic charter school to be set up. So it's going to have, you know, money given to it by the state. What would this mean for madrasas? What would it mean for a Hindu school? What would it mean for a synagogue that decides to open a teaching wing or something like that? I don't want my taxpayer money going to fund religious edifices, and that's exactly what they would be. They'd be teaching, in part, religiosity to students. This clearly violates the First Amendment on every possible level if it's a charter school. And so it was right for them to block it. Now, again, the only reason it was blocked was because Amy Coney Barrett decided, well, if I've got this entanglement, am I supposed to vote yay or nay? Let's say I vote nay. Well, then, all my friends and neighbors hate me. If I vote yay, then not only am I violating the Constitution, but I'm setting up a situation in which it's possible that you're going to end up with like Islamic teaching centers getting taxpayer funding and stuff like that. People will hate me. So I washed my hands of the situation. I think she made a wise decision on this one, and I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of Amy Coney Barrett at times. You've probably understood this for some time, and for obvious reasons. Uh, guns. Anyway, with regards to the establishment of such kinds of schools that would be, again, getting taxpayer funding, it's just a terrible idea. Christians will lament this at first, many of them. Those of you that are more on the fundamentalist side will probably lament this, but again, think through it. You would be establishing a legal precedent in which, because there can be no established state religion, every other religion would have the ability to make similar charter schools. So, what happens in Michigan? Islam. What happens in Long Island? Judaism. What happens in certain parts of California? Hinduism. So it's going to be an intercompetition of different religious schools all vying for federal funding. That sounds like a bad idea to me. Uh, I think that it would cause, what if atheists decide to form a school? What if the amazing atheist gets together with his friends and says, okay, we're going to have a dedicated school where we explicitly teach the kids that God is dead, does not exist, the religion is bullshit. Well, you're going to have to give them the same funding because otherwise you're discriminating against them. Still a chartered school, still going to get the funding, and there's nothing that you can do about it. And you watch what would happen. I guarantee that the Satanic Temple or some other troll group of atheists, let's face it, would deliberately set up a Satan school or something like that. Now, it might not have many pupils in it, but they would set it up anyway. And as long as the curriculum is relatively good, they could use it as an indoctrination center. Now, couldn't they? Yes, indeed, they could. And again, there would be nothing that you could do about it. That's the whole problem. So, yeah, I agree with the SCOTUS decision here. Amy Coney Barrett, again, washing her hands of it, allowed SCOTUS to dodge a bullet. And I have a feeling that the other justices said, look, this is not going to go over well. You know that this isn't constitutional, number one. You know that it's a bad idea, number two. And hey, how would you like a madrasa in your neighborhood, number three? Probably not. I don't think that you'd react well to that. So you should probably just recuse yourself. It'll be a 4-4. We can just basically punt the case and allow the lower court's decision to stand. SCOTUS basically dodged it on this one, and that much is quite clear. I have a feeling that one of the other justices at least leaned on Amy Coney Barrett and probably others to recuse themselves. I have a feeling that that's what happened, which is amusing and ironic. 'Cause she seems to be, other than maybe Clarence Thomas, she seems to be the most religiously inclined member of the court. But again, she had issues with apparent legal entanglements with some of the people involved with the case, so you get plausible deniability. And that's, in this case, a good thing, in my opinion. This case should never have even been brought before the Supreme Court, honestly. The lower court's decision should have just stood, because it'd be such a clear violation of the U.S. Constitution to set up a charter school that had an explicitly religious ethos. It would be quite clear and lead to a terrible, terrible precedent where, again, you'd see a madrasa prop up over in Detroit or someplace like that, or Fort Wayne. And it would happen. You know that it would happen. And you'd be paying for it. You'd be paying for the Taliban associated madrasa funded by Saudi Arabia or something like that. Well, that sounds like a real great United States first kind of idea now, doesn't it? That's about all. Peace out.